In this video, I'm going to explain this handout on evaluating the evidence that you will include in your body paragraphs. In your poetry analysis essay, you want to make sure that you include evidence that proves your topic sentence, and you want to ensure that you have enough context for that evidence so that the reader understands what you're talking about. Before continuing further, make sure that you have completed this handout. You should have read through the pieces of evidence, selected the piece of evidence that best proves the topic sentence, and written an explanation of why you selected this evidence and how you know that a piece of evidence is effective. If you have not done this yet, please pause the video and return when you're ready. So I'm going to talk through which piece of evidence best supports our topic sentence. The topic sentence here is Okita uses symbolism to help the reader understand the tragedy that the speaker is experiencing. In this topic sentence, I'm discussing a device, symbolism, and here I'm discussing the effect of this device, the tragedy that the speaker is experiencing. Your essay will be a little bit different because you're focusing on theme, and here I'm talking on a different kind of effect. I have 4 pieces of evidence to choose from to support my topic sentence. When I'm looking at this evidence, I want to make sure that I have evidence that has a symbol in it because I'm talking about symbolism. And I also want to make sure that this symbol shows us something about the effect, in this case, tragedy. This speaker is experiencing tragedy. The speaker is experiencing something sad and terrible. Let's look at example A. For example, in the first stanza, Okita writes 3 packets of tomato seeds. Well, the punctuation is correct. I have the line number in parentheses, I have the quotes where I need them, I have the comma where I need it, a reference to the first stanza. But the phrase 3 packets of tomato seeds, this does not give me enough information. I'm not sure if there's a symbol. Maybe the seeds are a symbol. I'm not really sure. And I have no sense of tragedy. 3 packets of seeds does not tell me anything about the speaker experiencing a tragedy. So it's not going to be A. I know for sure I'm not working with A. Look at B. For example, in the last stanza, Okita writes, I gave Denise a packet of tomato seeds. Notice here, I added the name Denise in these brackets. You can do this if you need to switch like a he or a her to a name, or you have to add in 1 extra word so the quote makes sense. You can add in a word like this in brackets. In this case, we're getting a little bit further, giving someone a packet of tomato seeds. Okay, there's an action going on here. The tomato seeds might be a symbol, but still, I don't know enough. I don't know who Denise is. I don't know who I is. I don't know who the speaker is. I don't know what the tomato seeds are. I don't have any hint about what they represent, and I certainly don't see anything about tragedy. Giving someone a packet of seeds does not yet tell me that tragedy is happening. So it's not going to be B. C. For example, in the first stanza, the speaker describes packing tomato seeds in the bag she will bring to the internment camp. Okita then writes, my father says where we're going, they won't grow. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. We have context, so now we know that the tomato seeds are coming to an internment camp, and the internment camp is this place where she and her family are being held against their will. They don't want to have to go, but the U.S. government is requiring them to go because the government thinks they might be spies. And of course, they are not spies. So the fact that there's an internment camp going on here, that this girl is being forced to go here, this is starting to give me a hint that something bad is happening, that a tragedy is happening. The tomato seeds here might be a symbol. I'm getting more of a hint that they might be a symbol. And then my quote, my father says where we're going, they, meaning the tomato seeds, won't grow. Now this is sad, the thought that bringing seeds to a place where they're not going to grow, the idea that where we're going is this mysterious place where life cannot be supported, where the seeds aren't going to be able to grow. There's some stuff going on here. With good commentary where I prove what the symbol is, this evidence could work well. So I think C is a good possibility. Let's highlight it in yellow. Let's look at D. For example, in the last stanza, the speaker describes her reaction when her white friend accuses her of being a Japanese spy. Okita writes, I gave her a packet of tomato seeds, told her when the first tomato ripened, she'd miss me. Here, again, we have enough context so that we know what's going on. We have a it says the speaker describes her reaction when her white friend accuses her of being a Japanese spy, so I know what's happening. We do have a sense of tragedy. It is a bad thing for a friend to accuse you of being a spy, for a friend not to trust you. And we have the symbol idea, the seeds, giving the friend the seeds and saying that the ripening of a tomato represents missing someone. D could definitely work. In this handout, both C and D are possible answers. Both of them include a symbol, the tomato seeds, and both tie into tragedy. For C, the tragedy is being forced to go to the internment camp. For D, the tragedy is that the speaker's friend no longer trusts her and that the speaker's friend is believing the racist attitudes that are going on in the society at the time. Either C or D works. Make sure in your own paragraphs that you select quotes that prove your topic sentence and that you give enough context for these quotes so that we as readers can understand them.